And welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. My name is Robin Fritz, and this is my first time on the Humanity Healing page, so welcome. I today want to talk a little bit about how healthy energy helps us develop our intuitive and healing abilities. Really important subject. It can go on for a long, long time, but I want to give you some examples of how that works. We are also going to do a guided meditation with the crystal Fallon. I'll explain that in a moment. A crystal of the week. I'm open to requests for quick readings. Just type your name in and your quick question. I can try to take 2 people. And also tell you about my upcoming webinars and radio show and how you can get more involved with the types of programs that I am offering through the Om Times page. So again, welcome. My name is Robin Fritz. I'm an intuitive and spiritual consultant and certified past life regression specialist. I am based in Seattle, Washington, and my international practice works through Skype or through email and phone calls and in person in the Seattle area. Hello, hi, thank you. Grace, just give me, Gayla, I'm sorry if I can't pronounce your name right. Quick, tell me what your question is, and we will get to it in a few moments. But thank you for joining me today. I am very pleased to be here. I host a radio show with Om Times Magazine. Kristen, also give me your question, and I'd love to address it. And thank you for joining us. It's my first time, too, on this page. You can also find this repeated later, rebroadcast later on my business page, The Practical Intuitive, Robin M. Fritz. But as an Om Times expert, a member of the Om Times Experts platform, I also host a radio show with OmTimes.com. It's called The Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. And it airs on Mondays as well. Mondays at 2 Pacific time, which is 5 Eastern time here in the United States. And every Monday I do a Facebook Live at 11 a.m. and then an Intuitive Moments on my business page, The Practical Intuitive. So again, I'd like to welcome you. My name is Robin Fritz, and we're going to start with... Okay, Gayla, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. That's an excellent question today, and I will try to address that in the comments that I had prepared to talk about today. So, perfect timing. And, okay, hard time sleeping. Okay. Thank you. And I'll address both of those questions in a moment here. But again, today we're talking about healthy energy and how our intuitive and healing abilities can support that. And I'd like to introduce to you those of you who are not familiar, and again, all of the people who have joined me in previous shows. This is Fallon. I do not name any of my family members. They tell me their names. Tiffany, we can try to get to you. I got a couple. But I didn't see the whole question here. I'm using a platform that helps me connect with you without getting dropped. I'm based in Seattle, Washington, but we live behind this gigantic hill, and we're kind of in a dead zone for Wi-Fi. It's like the only place in the United States, right, except for the heart of Yellowstone National Park. So Fallon is a citrine Lemurian quartz. Now, Lemurian quartz is very rare in itself. The citrine element to it makes Fallon even more rare. And the fact that he is what I would call an ancient power crystal makes him even more rare yet. So Fallon is an ancient healer and truth bringer. You will be able to experience his energy the way your intuition works most strongly. So if you see pictures or you hear him chat with you, you'll notice, because he's, I don't know what that means, Billy. 777. But thanks for joining us here. Feel his feelings, feel your feelings enhanced through that, or simply know that you're connected to him. So what we're going to do is help you get balanced. It is, Tiffany, thank you. Balanced and grounded in the space with us. So take your attention to the top of your head and just imagine mind, body, and spirit coming together helping us all to connect together in this great space that Om Times has created for us. So as you can gaze at Fallon and see whatever you see or feel or hear or just know, breathe down from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And as you do that, just release the cares of your day, everything that is in the back of your mind that you need to deal with, and just give this time to yourself and to join the community. So breathing down from the top of your head, down your face, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, your knees, and your feet. The top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And as you take that deep breath, just feel your chakras clear really quickly. Feel your energy just whoosh through you and clearing out all those blocks. And now, as you breathe up from the bottom of your feet, imagine Fallon as a gold light, just filling you up with healthy energy. It's moving out. That energy field is moving outside your body from your feet up to the top of your head. So imagine moving from your feet, past your knees, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your face, your third eye, and your crown chakra. So the crown chakra tends to be wide open when connecting with Fallon. So just allow that energy to boost you up today. And thank you again for joining us today. So one of the things, main thing I wanted to chat with you about today is how good, healthy energy supports us, supports our natural, intuitive, and healing abilities. And so as we get to know each other over the coming weeks, or if you join my radio show in the afternoons, either live or in the archives, you know that my big thing is that I know from personal experience that we are all naturally intuitive and naturally healers. We just need to learn how to tap those skills. And that's part of what our work here today is when we connect here on Facebook Live or in any of the work, is to know that you do have those abilities. You just need to learn how to tap them. And one of the things that you need first is really good, strong energy boundaries. And, or if you would like to think of it as your energy field or your energy body that surrounds your natural physical body that you're used to seeing. And I know this from personal experience. So here's the thing. So if you're looking at your energy boundary, Tiffany, yes, it's true, right? So if you're looking at your energy field and you're going like, what does that mean? How do I know if I'm affected? Well, we all have an energy body and it can be affected in different ways. But here's some ways that you can tell. If you go out and about in crowds and you just feel overwhelmed in crowds, you know you might have an issue with your energy boundary. If you're tired, okay, good. 2 questions on sleeping, and I have something to say about that. I actually have had that problem myself. So if you're tired in crowds, if you come home really exhausted at night at the end of the day, if you feel like you're always giving yourself away, if you feel like you're always saying yes when you really need to be saying no at times. Hi, Victoria. Thanks for joining us. And thank you. We're all pleased to see you here today. So your energy boundary, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel like you're just never putting yourself first. You know how when you get on an airplane, they say, put your oxygen mask on first before you try to help somebody else? That's really the essence of your energy boundary. You have to attend to your own energy field before you can help anybody else. So if you're also feeling the feelings or emotions or even the physical issues of your family members or the people around you, that's another sign that you're having issues. But you could be a person who has really good, solid energy boundaries, and you want to be even better. You want to be able to understand immediately what's going on with your energy field and how things are affecting you. That's another way to look at really looking at the issue of how to develop and maintain strong energy boundaries. So let me give you an example. Yes, Debbie, it is a great reminder. So let me give you an example. Years ago, my first dog, my first Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, Murphy Brown, we were very, very close, and we both shared health issues. And that really bothered me. I was like, why do we have these similar health issues, and how can we resolve them? Oh, I'm sorry, repeating the time delay. There's not much I can do about that. I do pay for a monthly service, and it shouldn't be that way. I will check with them, and thank you for pointing that out. I will check with them and find out what the issue is. Oh, Brianne, yes, you're tired all the time of the new baby and a move. Yes, that would definitely explain just the physical issues of just trying to lead a really good, solid life. A new baby, that would wipe me out and nothing flat, even if you do have really good energy boundaries. So you might tune in this afternoon because my special guest on my radio show, Amy Walker, is a nutrition and fitness expert, and you can call into the show. It's 202-570-7057, 202-570-7057, and chat with her. She may have some ideas about that. And we're happy to take calls this afternoon on that. So anyway, so here's how I learned about some energy. Oh, good. It fixed itself. Thank you. Murphy and I were having similar health issues, and I knew at the time that she was having some issues with her bladder, like a urinary tract infection. Well, all of a sudden, I started having bladder issues. I'm sorry if this annoys you, but I started having issues, and during the course of the day, I'm like, what is going on here? Because I could feel some discomfort, and yet I knew for a fact that I did not have that issue. And finally, yes, you have to let go of the energy of other people. And finally, what I realized was that I was experiencing Murphy's symptoms. I was experiencing the bladder issue problems that my dog was experiencing. And here's the reason why. We were so close, and we were such intuitive, feeling-oriented beings. So our intuition ran really strongly at that time towards feelings. So that means we're very sensitive to the feelings of those around us, especially the ones that we love or live close to, right? Or right next to us. So if you're walking down the street, you'll notice somebody. So the issue was that our energy boundaries were too fluid, and we were wrapping ourselves up in each other's energy field. So it became very confusing for both of us, and we were experiencing each other's symptoms. So that's not a good, healthy way to live. Trust me, it's not good, because we each have our own issues. You know, we're in bodies, we get colds, we get upset stomachs, we get overtired, all kinds of things. We don't need to be physically experiencing the issues that others have. That's just overwhelming our system. And it's making sure that we don't get our own issues resolved. And it also doesn't help those that are experiencing for us to experiencing their issues. We need to support each other to get through our own issues, but not take other issues into ourselves. So once I started realizing this, I learned how to pull out and create my energy field to be discreet and really just wrapped around me. And then I worked with Murphy to help her learn how to keep her energy field entirely connected to herself. And we both got well. It took us 5 years for us to get well together. And during that period, I learned a lot about our energy field. And that's how I started teaching how to work with our energy field, how it fluctuates, and what that means in our daily life. So for a quick introduction to that, we all have our physical body. We all have our energy body, and energy makes up everything, right? Energy is essentially the DNA of the universe. So everything is energy, right? So a dog is energy, we're energy, our computers are energy, the trees, the sidewalks, the houses, the storm systems, even the country we live in is our own personal energy. Yes, Jean Ann, that's exactly right. So what we need to learn is to learn our own individual frequency and how it works. So our energy field or our energy boundary is what really keeps us safe in the world. It helps us explore the world so I can go out and explore other beings around me, and it helps others explore us, right? To a certain extent. So to a certain extent means that your energy boundary is healthy, and it's pulling information in from around you so that you can be the best that you can be. Yes, see, you're right. Sunchia, I'm sorry if I can't pronounce your name correctly. Barbarian here on the West Coast. I can't pronounce other names that are beautiful, but I don't recognize. So Artel, thank you. Yes, thank you so much. So when we're out there exploring the world, what we want to do is explore it from a healthy space. And when I teach people how to work with their energy boundaries, I actually help them get in a space where they can look at their energy boundary themselves, describe it, see what its issues are, and then actively work to change it to be healthy. So what does that mean exactly? Well, it means, for example, if you're a person whose intuition runs towards feelings, you're going to be one of those that just whoosh, just gives it away because you don't want anybody else to be hurt. You don't want anybody else to feel bad. You want to fix them. So here's the thing. Your energy field operates right here. It's right here, and this is you, and you're feeling pretty good, and then you see somebody over here who isn't, kind of as healthy as they could be. A loved one, like my dog Murphy. I was seeing her feeling bad, and so what was happening was my energy field was moving down and colliding with hers and then getting wrapped up in it. When instead I should have just maintained that frequency and allowed her to adjust her frequency to where it was healthy and operating well for her. And we eventually did that. Murphy lived a very long, happy life. She stepped into the work that she came here on the planet to do, which was amazing. And we can talk about that in future shows. But it just gives you an idea of how we really need to pay attention to how our individual energy works, right? We are not alone in the world. No, we are not. We feel like we are. Humans operate on a human frequency, which means that we don't always hear the frequencies of other beings around us. I am one of those people who hears on all different frequencies, but I had to learn how to balance that. I had to learn, for example, when I first started talking with animals, hearing the animals on the animal frequency, and then started talking with weather systems or trees or other beings. Everything has its own frequency. It's not better or worse. It's just a different frequency, like the channels on a radio station or a TV set, different channels, different frequencies. Eventually, I became able to hear the different frequencies, so it isn't that much of a challenge to hear different things going on around me. And I've learned, hey, these are the hours that I work. I work between this hour and that hour, and you're welcome to step in and ask a question, which is what I say to any being that shows up and wants to have a conversation. I'm not available now, or I am available now. And it's all about managing our energy field. So in a moment, I'm going to talk to you about the webinar series that I'm offering starting next week that I'd love for people to join in, and another webinar that I'm offering tomorrow that's free. But first I want to get to your questions, and then I want to get to the crystal of the week, and then we'll be out of time for today. So Gayla had a question about energy to move forward. And Gayla, and I'm sorry again if I pronounced your name incorrectly. The energy to move forward in your life is allowing your energy to open up and expand. How did I switch it up? Okay. I will get to that in a second because I'm right in the middle of looking at Gayla's energy. Your energy to move forward in any circumstance is partly your decision to do that. In other words, believe in yourself. Believe that you are capable of moving forward, that you are capable of overcoming any adversity or anything that looks like it's holding you back. I know this for a fact because for many years I was handicapped. There were 15 years of my life I couldn't work at all. I lost everything I had, and I rebuilt. And how did I do that? I learned to manage my energy field, and I learned to seek out things that would help me get well. Now, you can be desperate and learn to get well and run into all kinds of charlatans, but I examined all holistic and alternative methods, as well as traditional medical care, energy healing, intuitive consulting, and that's how I became who I am today, by learning to manage my energy field properly. You need to learn to create a boundary around yourself so that things can come up and knock at the door, but not come right in and overwhelm you. And that's what my upcoming webinar series is about. So for you, Gayla, your energy to move forward is you invite healthy, positive energy to come in and fill you up. And that healthy, positive energy that was offered to everyone today by connecting with the Crystal Fallon in the meditation. Believe that you can move forward and keep continuing to do that. And you can contact me on my Facebook page, The Practical Intuitive Robin M. Fritz. We can do a quick session together if you'd like, even as short as 15 minutes. But the object is to say, I am in control. I am in charge of my energy field. I invite healthy, positive things. And you learn over time to recognize what is invasive and hurting you and what is simply there to continue to support you. So invite the energy of moving forward. Invite the energy to flow. I would put sea salt out in little containers around your house. If you have a cubicle at work, if you have a job where you have to go out in the world, even I use coarse ground Himalayan sea salt. Is really beautiful, kind of this pinkish color. Not my favorite color, but the sea salt is beautiful. Put a few grounding crystals in there and see how that works for you. Just put it on your desk and tell people it's a decorative item. And I've done this with people who manage difficult offices. And the next thing you know, Deb, you're welcome to call into my radio show this afternoon because we are almost out of time. The people who see the sea salt and crystal mixture will think it's decorative, and you know that it's helping clear the energy around you. And I do regular space clearing of my space. You can clear yourself energetically. One is dry salt bathing, running your hands down each arm and then shaking it into a bowl of sea salt, or even into what I call a sacred fire, to burn off the excess energy, this energy that's stuck to you. So I hope that helps you. Let me know how that works for you. And Kristen and someone else both had issues about sleeping. Well, here's a couple of things about sleeping that you probably don't know. Or maybe you do and you're like, oh my God, Robin, are you really going to say that? Yes, I am. If you're waking up at 3 a.m., you're wide awake and you can't go back to sleep, it's because your intuitive and your healing abilities are really stepping up to the next place. And those beings, yes, he is, huh? Oh, Melanie, good to see you here. So those beings that are trying to connect with you, that are trying to establish a connection with you, could be anything out there. The trees around your house, the weather, the land around you, my Facebook business page, The Practical Intuitive Robin M. Fritz. So here's the thing. As we open our intuitive and healing abilities, everything out there is curious about us and wants to come. You're so welcome, Gayla. Everything is curious and would like to get to know us, because the truth of the matter is humans, and I say this, I'm human, we are like the not so fast thinkers of the universe. And I'm trying to not to say the word idiots, but I did there, didn't I? We don't tap into the rest of the world and the universe the way even our animals do, or the trees around us. So it's hard to know, what's going on in the world. And so at 3 o'clock in the morning, what's happening is everybody around you is sleeping. So the thoughts and the feelings of everybody around you are dimmed down in that sleep state. So other beings can come forward and talk to you. So this is your opportunity to have a conversation with your spiritual team, your spirit guides, who may be trying to connect with you and can't do that during the day. So if you're wide awake at 3 o'clock in the morning, I would suggest sitting up, having a conversation, saying, okay, I'll talk to you for 15 minutes and then I'm going back. Yep, see, that's it, Jean Ann. And I know that's the way I was. And that's the way it's going to be for you for a while as you learn to grow into your intuitive and healing abilities and create a relationship with your spiritual team. But if you give them those 15 minutes and then say 3 or 4 a.m., Crystal, it's fine. That's about what happens. Keisha, I'd love to answer your question. We're almost out of time today. You're going to have to join me on my radio show this afternoon or come back next week. I'm here every week at 11 o'clock. So give them 15 minutes and then tell them you need to go back to sleep. When you go to sleep at night and you're really tired and you don't have time for a 3 o'clock conversation with your spiritual team or anything else, say, I am not available tonight. Okay? I am not available tonight. The other solution to sleeping issues is one that I didn't know about until my radio show sponsor, Kim Valines at Earth, Light, Rocks, and Gems here in Kirkland, Washington, told me about in one of her appearances on my radio show. I had a giant piece of celestite sitting here on my desk for years. And she said on the radio show, celestite is really great for sleeping. And I'm like, what? So I thought it was beautiful, right? And I had conversations with it, but it never told me that. You are welcome, Sonchia. So get a piece of celestite to put beside your bed. I moved my celestite into the bedroom and I did start sleeping better. So, you learn something new every day. And if you'd like to connect with Kim Valines, check out Earth, Light, Rocks, and Gems here on Facebook or Kim Valines, Villines. I swear celestite works. It doesn't matter what size, but her crystals are really healthy. So take a look at that. And somebody said, learn how to switch off your energy. Yes, you literally say, I'm done for business today. So that's it for today. I do welcome you joining me on my radio show this afternoon at 2. I'm like a fairy. I hope that's good. I have seen fairies out here, and that's another conversation for another day. I am grateful for all of you for being here today. So here's how you can find these upcoming webinars. First, tomorrow, Tuesday, April 10th, I believe it's 5:30 Pacific time, which is 8:30 Eastern time. I have a free meditation at the Learn It Live platform, the experts platform at Learn It Live, and the links are there in the comments. A meditation on how to heal and connect with your dead. So I'll give you tips on connecting with your dead, and then we're going to do a meditation where you will have the opportunity to connect with your dead on your own. It's free. We have a huge sign up already, but you're welcome to join us. I would love it. You can also watch it later because it will be recorded and it will be up forever. But if you join live, I have a few bonuses. Then my webinar series on developing strong energy boundaries. Trust me, developing strong energy boundaries is, thank you so much for joining me today. Learning to manage our energy boundaries is the single most important thing that we can do for healthy, positive lives and healthy, positive, intuitive, and healing abilities. I don't tell anything or don't talk about anything that I don't personally experience, and I know this to be a fact. Fallon, my crystal, and I have created a way that we can help each person look at their own boundaries, manage them, work with them. And we're going to be doing this webinar series over 5 weeks. So I'm keeping the class small so that you have one-on-one time with me, but you also have time with each other. We have lots of exercises. We have examples to work on. We have practical things to do during the week. It's not going to take a lot of your time, an hour a week for 5 weeks in the webinar series, and then a little bit of practice time during the week, and then sharing that at the next week. We're also having a private Facebook page. The webinar series is $100, which is much less than the cost of working with me for an hour. So check it out. The links are there. And now that starts on April 17th, Tuesday, I believe at 6 p.m. Pacific time, but it's up there at the Learn It Live platform. Please join. It really will change your life. I know that because learning to manage my energy boundaries changed mine, and we have a very unique way of dealing with it. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you for your comments, for your questions. I'm happy to take callers on my radio show each week. But as we close today, let's get regrounded into our bodies. Again, closing down that connection with Fallon so that you're not lightheaded for the rest of the day, and just feeling that energy of completion. So cross your hands and put it on your heart. Breathe into your heart. And then feel that energy moving into the palms of your hands, which are heavily healing centers. Breathe into your palms, feel that air, and then just hold that out and just let that energy go where it will. Then cross your hands on your heart. Breathe into the palms of your hands. Feel that energy helping you ground and balance back into your body. Giving yourself that boost of healthy energy. So thank you all for joining me today. If you have any questions or comments, if you'd like an appointment, personal or business intuition, animal communication, mediumship, past life regression, a soul progression clearing, energy healing, there's my website, Robin Fritz, or you can contact me here on Facebook. Thank you for joining me today. We'll see you next week. Take care.